The Master Key System by Charles F. Haanel. So the first video that I made for this channel was over the psychological chart from the Master Key System. A lot of you resonated with it, showed a lot of love, which I am grateful for, and I have been requested by many to do the book in its entirety. I will be going over the 24 parts from the book, The Master Key System, and giving my insights, going more in depth, and making it more clear for you to understand it. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Part 1. Our mental attitude shapes our experiences and reality. Harnessing this power enables us to control our circumstances and achieve our desires. Aligning the world within, thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, with the world without, external reality, enables us to manifest abundance, wisdom, and success in our lives. Recognizing and connecting with the omnipresent universal mind through our individual consciousness empowers us to tap into infinite potential and bring forth desired manifestations. The fundamental principle is that abundance attracts more abundance and loss leads to further loss. This principle applies to every aspect of existence as our thoughts create our reality. To gain control over our lives, we must first gain control over our thoughts, as the power to manifest our desires comes from within. By understanding that our thoughts are reflections of our true selves, we can shape our realities and achieve harmony both internally and externally. The inner world, governed by the mind, holds infinite potential and is the source of all wisdom, power, and beauty. By discovering and harnessing this inner world, we gain control over the external world, which is merely a reflection of our inner state. Harmony within leads to optimism, affluence, and the ability to create positive change. The interplay between our objective and subjective minds allows us to access the universal mind and its infinite constructive forces. By coordinating these two aspects of our being, we gain control over our destinies and are no longer subject to external influences. This is the great secret of life. The universal mind pervades every aspect of the cosmos, connecting all living things and providing the basis for all creation. Our individual consciousness is a manifestation of this universal mind, and by understanding this connection, we can tap into the limitless power and wisdom of the universe. By recognizing that all power comes from within and exercising control over our thoughts, we can create the conditions we desire in our lives. This understanding allows us to manifest our dreams and achieve our goals as we consciously cooperate with the omnipotent law. Part 2. The subconscious mind works parallel to the conscious mind, handling vital processes, storing memories, and forming habits, while the conscious mind is responsible for reasoning, decision-making, and guarding the subconscious from false impressions. The subconscious mind is a creative force connected to the universal mind, and when thoughts are directed consciously and constructively, it aligns with the law of attraction to manifest desired outcomes in our lives. To gain control over thoughts and harness the power of the subconscious mind, it is essential to practice mental exercises that inhibit unwanted thoughts and focus on cultivating positive, purposeful thinking. The mind operates through two simultaneous yet distinct modes of activity: the conscious and the subconscious. The conscious mind is responsible for reasoning, differentiation, choice, and willpower. It operates through our 5 physical senses and deals with the external world. On the other hand, the subconscious mind is responsible for the vital processes that sustain physical life, such as heartbeat, blood circulation, and tissue growth, as well as our instincts, desires, and habits. The subconscious mind has immense value as it guides us, furnishes us with memories, directs our thoughts, and accomplishes tasks too intricate for the conscious mind. It is through the subconscious that great artists, musicians, and thinkers have reached their creative heights. To achieve ease and perfection in any endeavor, one must rely on the processes of the subconscious mind. While the conscious mind is essential for critical thinking, it is also responsible for guarding the subconscious from false suggestions. The subconscious mind is unable to discern truth from falsehood and thus relies on the conscious mind to protect it. When the conscious mind is off guard, the subconscious is left vulnerable to negative influences. The subconscious mind is always active, never resting, and is the source of our artistic and altruistic ideals. It can be influenced through counter suggestions, which can help form new, healthy habits or break harmful ones. The power of the subconscious mind lies in its connection to the universal mind, which governs the law of attraction. By learning to control our thoughts and aligning them with the universal mind, we can tap into the creative power of the subconscious and manifest our desires. This requires mastering control over our physical body, thoughts, and eventually directing our thoughts consciously, systematically, and constructively. As we continue this practice, we can access the limitless resources of our subconscious mind and reach our full potential. Part 3. The conscious and subconscious minds rely on the cerebral, spinal, and sympathetic nervous systems connected by the vagus nerve to facilitate interaction and maintain the body's vitality through the solar plexus. Fear inhibits the solar plexus functioning, while courage, confidence, and hope enable it to radiate life, energy, and harmony, empowering individuals to overcome adverse conditions and realize their full potential. Mental relaxation and physical tension release are crucial for mental clarity, allowing the subconscious mind to effectively manifest desires and harness the creative power of the universal mind. In the intricate dance of the conscious and subconscious mind, the cerebral, spinal, and sympathetic nervous systems play crucial roles. The former, centered in the brain, processes sensory input and body control, while the latter, with the solar plexus as its core, supports the body's vital functions unconsciously. The vagus nerve connects these two systems, making us a unified entity. The thoughts formed in our conscious mind are sent to the solar plexus, where they become part of our reality. The subconscious mind, however, cannot argue or reason. It simply acts on the conclusions drawn by the conscious mind. The solar plexus, as the sun of our body, generates and distributes vital energy through an encompassing aura. When this energy is abundant, we exhibit personal magnetism, inspiring others with our presence. A healthy, active solar plexus radiates life, energy, and vitality throughout the body, creating pleasant sensations. Interruptions in this flow of energy lead to unpleasant sensations, illness, and weakened mental and environmental connections. The solar plexus is the convergence point of the individual and the infinite, where the uncreated becomes created and the invisible becomes visible. It is the source of unlimited life generation. Harnessing this omnipotent energy relies on conscious thought, the master of the solar plexus. The nature of our thoughts influences the energy radiated by this sun and the experiences we attract. To let our light shine, we must practice non-resistant, pleasant, and courageous thinking while eliminating the enemy of the solar plexus, fear. When fear is vanquished, our light shines and we access boundless power and energy. Recognizing our connection to the infinite power, we can overcome adversity and claim our birthright. Our attitude towards life determines our experiences, and confidence in our solar plexus allows us to face criticism and obstacles without fear. This understanding of our ability to radiate health, strength, and harmony brings the realization that there is nothing to fear. To access this power, we must practice and apply our knowledge. By concentrating on our desires, we impress our subconscious mind, activating the creative power of the universal mind within us. This power is not bound by precedent and can manifest our desires without outlining specific methods. Relaxing the body and releasing tension allow blood to circulate freely, removing mental unrest and enabling the greatest freedom of our mental faculties. As we relax, the solar plexus functions optimally, leading to surprising and transformative results. Part 4. The true I is a spiritual entity that controls the body and mind, harnessing the power of thought to shape our reality and achieve personal mastery. Constructive thinking, devoid of selfishness, recognizes our interconnectedness with the universe, leading to success and benefiting all those involved in any transaction. By exercising mental control and focusing on our unity with the universal energy, we develop the faith, courage, and feelings necessary to manifest abundance, power, and purpose in our lives. The true nature of the I, referring to the letter I within each of us, goes beyond our physical bodies and minds. The I is a spiritual entity that wields control over both the body and mind, directing our thoughts, actions, and decisions. As we come to understand the true essence of the I, we gain a newfound sense of power and mastery over our lives. Our personalities are shaped by numerous traits and characteristics, but these are merely products of past thought patterns and do not define the real I. The greatest gift given to the I is the power of thought, but many fail to use this power constructively or effectively. A mature mind recognizes that selfish thoughts contain the seeds of defeat, while success relies on benefiting all parties involved in any transaction. Acknowledging that we are part of the universal whole, we must strive for harmony in our actions and thoughts. By doing so, we can eliminate distractions, concentrate on our goals, and wisely invest our time and resources. We must be diligent in our efforts to strengthen our will and realize our potential, affirming that I can be what I will to be. To truly harness the power of the I, we must use affirmations consistently, forming a habit that becomes part of our very being. Commitment and persistence are crucial, as starting but not completing endeavors results in the formation of a habit of failure. Control of self is the key to unlocking the world within, which in turn controls the world without. By connecting with the infinite I, the universal energy or spirit often referred to as God, we become irresistible forces, able to manifest our desires effortlessly. Both religious and scientific thought acknowledge the presence of this infinite and eternal energy. Aligning our thoughts and actions with this energy allows us to become powerful creators, responsible for the manifestations of our lives. Balancing work, play, and rest is essential to maintain the mental and emotional conditions necessary for effective thought. Embracing moments of silence and stillness allows us to connect with our inner power and envision the abundant opportunities afforded to us by our spiritual connection to the universal. Thought, carried by the law of vibration, is given life by emotion and love. By consistently exercising our mental faculties, we can develop unwavering faith, courage, and conviction in our pursuits. Achieving mental freedom involves learning to let go of adverse conditions and emotions, allowing the intellect to guide our will. Persistent practice will eventually lead to the elimination of negative thoughts, granting us harmony and mastery over our lives. As we embrace this wisdom, we gain the power to shape our destinies, fostering a sense of fulfillment and purpose that transcends all boundaries. Part 5. Our subconscious mind accounts for 90% of our mental life, and by consciously directing it, we can unlock our hidden potential and solve problems more effectively. Our thoughts, both conscious and subconscious, shape our physical and mental well-being, and by selecting positive thoughts and discarding negative ones, we can create a better life for ourselves. By recognizing and tapping into our inner spiritual power, we can manifest all forms of power in our lives, including physical, mental, and spiritual, ultimately leading to growth, success, and fulfillment. The untapped potential of the subconscious mind is a powerful force that, when harnessed, can greatly expand one's mental and spiritual capabilities. The majority of our lives are shaped by subconscious processes, and it is crucial to become active participants in directing these processes rather than simply drifting through life. By understanding the pervasive nature of the mind, which is influenced by heredity and environment, we can take control of our thoughts and actions to build a better future. In order to improve our mental state, we must first recognize the need for a mental house cleaning, discarding negative thoughts and influences, and embracing the positive. This daily practice allows us to construct our mental home using high quality, vibrant material, ensuring that our lives are filled with harmony, health, and prosperity. Claiming and maintaining our mental estate requires 3 key steps: earnestly desiring it, asserting our claim, and taking possession. By doing so, we can access a divine heredity that surpasses human understanding, linking us to an infinite source of life and power. Tapping into this power involves opening our consciousness to the universal mind, which we are all connected to, and embodying the image and likeness of the divine. It is essential to avoid counterfeit influences and to build our consciousness on a foundation of genuine connection to the divine source. This connection enables individuals to discover their latent abilities and experience an increased sense of power, transforming their lives for the better. This power from within, however, must be given in order to be received. In every aspect of life, we must use the power we already possess in order to gain more, whether in the realm of athletics, finance, business, or spirituality. Possession and achievement stem from an accumulative mindset or a money consciousness that allows individuals to receive ideas and formulate plans with ease. Through consistent practice, one can train their mind to concentrate and visualize a desired outcome, transforming their life by tapping into the immense power of the subconscious mind and the divine connection that lies within us all. Part 6. The universal mind represents unlimited potential and creativity, and our ability to harness its power depends on the mechanism to which our thoughts are attached. The human brain is a complex and extraordinary mechanism, capable of translating the universal mind's potential into reality through focused attention and thought. Cultivating attention and concentration allows individuals to tap into the power of the universal mind, transforming thoughts into tangible results and fostering personal and professional success. The universal mind, an omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent entity, offers boundless creative potential, but harnessing its power requires understanding the connection between thought and the material world. Thought, like electricity or wind, manifests as mind in motion and depends on the mechanism it is connected to for its effect. The human brain, a remarkable and intricate piece of machinery, serves as this mechanism, connecting individuals to the universal mind. Understanding the workings of the brain and the mental world is essential for personal growth and success. By comprehending the power of attention and concentration, we can refine our thoughts and direct them towards a specific purpose. With practice, we can develop the ability to control our mental moods, attitudes, and consciousness, thereby unlocking the doors to achievement. To cultivate attention, engage in exercises such as observing a photograph in detail and then mentally recreating the image. Through such exercises, we can strengthen our connection to the universal mind and become receptive to the ideas and opportunities it presents. By tapping into this source of inexhaustible potential, we can overcome obstacles and limitations, both physical and mental, to create a harmonious, fulfilling life. It is important to recognize that the spiritual realm precedes the material world, and by aligning ourselves with the universal mind, we can transform our knowledge into infinite possibilities. As we learn to master the fundamental principles of thinking, we unlock the storehouse of universal truth and begin to dispel the clouds of darkness that have long plagued humanity. By doing so, we can alleviate suffering caused by bodily disease and mental anxiety, thus ushering in a new era of enlightenment and holistic well-being. Part 7. Idealization, visualization, and materialization are the key steps in manifesting one's desires. First, form a clear and detailed mental image, then continuously refine and focus on it, and finally, the means for its realization will emerge. Harnessing the power of thought requires mental labor, concentration, and patience. By directing our thoughts towards abundance and courage, one can tap into the law of attraction and manifest desired outcomes. To effectively utilize mental power, avoid focusing on negative aspects. Instead, cultivate an open mind, be ready to act when opportunities arise, and trust the process without constant interference or anxiety. The mind is an endless reservoir of potential, limited only by the boundaries one sets for oneself. To harness this power, one must first envision the life they desire, free from restrictions, drawing upon the infinite resources of the imagination. This idealization process requires clarity and precision, resembling the work of an architect or engineer who meticulously plans every detail before bringing their creation to life. The next step is to visualize the mental image in increasing detail, as the ways and means for its realization will develop organically. Through diligent effort and concentration, one's thoughts will take shape in the external world, just as the universe itself materialized from a cosmic thought. This process is exemplified by successful individuals such as Nikola Tesla, who would fully visualize his inventions in his mind before actualizing them in reality. To effectively utilize this creative power, one must cultivate faith, confidence, and focus. These qualities, in combination with earnest desire, confident expectation, and firm demand, are the keys to attainment. However, it is crucial to understand that external conditions are mere effects, with the true power residing within. By turning one's attention to inner wisdom and creating ideals, the external world will reflect the internal beauty and abundance. A common pitfall when attempting to manifest desires is focusing on what one does not want, which only serves to reinforce lack and limitation. Instead, concentrate on abundance and visualize the desired conditions. The same law that can bring about poverty and scarcity can also bring wealth and prosperity when thoughts of courage and power are entertained. The process requires patience, as constant interference or anxiety will hinder progress, much like a child disturbing the soil where a seed has been planted. Action is necessary, but an open mind and readiness to seize opportunities when they arise are essential. Through dedication and perseverance, the power of thought can be harnessed to solve problems and expand the boundaries of human understanding. Part 8. They shape our character, health, and circumstances by adhering to immutable laws, making constructive thinking essential for personal growth and positive outcomes. As a key factor in personal and societal advancement, imagination enables the formation of ideas, invention, and discovery by transcending precedents and giving rise to new possibilities. Real power comes from within, and by recognizing our oneness with all life, We can consciously harmonize with the omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent forces, attracting corresponding conditions, environments, and experiences. The transformative power of thought is the creative principle that shapes the universe. Through deliberate and constructive thinking, individuals can harness this power and manifest desired outcomes in their character, health, and circumstances. To achieve this, one must replace destructive thoughts with constructive ones, analyzing each thought for its potential value and impact on oneself and others. The imagination plays a crucial role in this process as it allows for the development of ideals that shape one's future. Imagination serves as a gateway to new worlds of thought and experience, pushing beyond the boundaries of the known and the possible. It is through the power of imagination that great discoveries, inventions, and achievements come to fruition. However, cultivating the imagination requires mental labor and exercise. It is essential not to confuse constructive imagination with idle daydreaming, as the latter can lead to mental stagnation. By developing one's imagination, an individual can tap into the innate power within themselves, allowing them to create a life of abundance and harmony. To fully access this power, one must first recognize their oneness with the creative principle, embracing the omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipresent nature of thought. This realization allows individuals to attract the conditions, environment, and experiences that align with their predominant mental attitude. In essence, real power comes from within and must be consciously developed and nurtured. When individuals understand the power of thought and the importance of constructive thinking, they can change the course of their lives. They can manifest their dreams, create a reality in which they are protected and powerful, and contribute to the collective consciousness of humanity. This transformative power lies at the heart of the universe, waiting to be discovered and harnessed by those who dare to dream, think, and imagine. Exercises that trace the origins and effects of various objects or concepts can help sharpen one's imaginative and analytical skills, allowing them to see the significance in seemingly mundane things. By training the mind to look beneath the surface, individuals can gain a deeper understanding of the world around them and the power that lies within their own thoughts. Part 9. The 3 essential desires for a fulfilled life are health, wealth, and love, which can be found in the world within by connecting to the omnipotent power through proper thinking. Knowing the truth and aligning with it allows individuals to access the infinite and omnipotent power, resulting in harmony and the ability to overcome discord, doubt, or error. Visualization and affirmations such as I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy can manifest desired outcomes and improve one's life, as demonstrated by Frederick Andrews' inspiring story of overcoming physical limitations. In the realm of human desire, 3 elements are universally sought for the attainment of happiness and fulfillment: health, wealth, and love. It is within the world within that we can uncover the secrets to obtaining these elements, connecting with the omnipotent power accessible to each individual. Health is the foundation of well-being, as pain and suffering hinder our capacity to experience happiness. Wealth, though subjective in its definition, is necessary for sustenance and a comfortable life. As nature abundantly provides, any limitation arises from artificial distribution. Love, whether considered the first or the third, is a vital ingredient for human happiness. The key to acquiring these elements lies in our thinking process. By thinking correctly, we gain access to the secret place of the Most High. This process involves knowing the truth, which serves as the guiding principle in every aspect of life. When one aligns with the truth, they harmonize with the infinite and omnipotent power, dissolving discord, doubt, and error. To find the truth, we must understand that it is the core essence of the universal mind and is omnipresent. Recognizing the spiritual nature of the I in us helps us manifest health, wealth, or love by aligning with the truth. This is achieved through affirmation and visualization, both of which are powerful tools for manifesting desired outcomes. The affirmation, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy, is a scientific statement based on the truth of our spiritual nature. By holding this thought, we attract harmonious conditions and manifest our desires. Visualizing our goals connects us with the universal mind, transforming them from subjective to objective reality. To attract love, we must first give it freely, becoming a magnet for love in return. Similarly, in the pursuit of wealth, aligning ourselves with the universal mind will set the law of attraction into motion, drawing success and abundance to us. Life stories of those who have successfully applied these principles demonstrate the power of correct thinking, affirmations, and visualization. By focusing on the good and rejecting negative thoughts, we create our own reality, reaping the fruits of our mental labor. Our predominant mental attitude shapes our environment, with thoughts acting as causes and conditions as effects. Recognizing and applying the law of attraction and cause and effect can bring about profound change in our lives. Practicing visualization of a desired object, such as a flower, from its seed being planted all the way to its full growth, including all the necessary nurturing steps in between, you can improve your concentration and manifest it into reality. Whether it is health, an ideal, or a complex issue, persistent concentration leads to success. Through harnessing the power of our thoughts, we can attain the health, wealth, and love we seek, unlocking the secret to a fulfilled and abundant life. Now I want to backtrack a bit and talk about the affirmation, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. The one that Frederick Andrews wrote and Charles Haanel put in the Master Key System in Part 9. I was about 13 years old when Dr. T.W. Marcy, since passed over, said to my mother, "There is no possible chance, Mrs. Andrews." I lost my little boy the same way, after doing everything for him that it was possible to do. I have made a special study of these cases, and I know there is no possible chance for him to get well. She turned to him and said, "Doctor, what would you do if he were your boy?" And he answered, "I would fight, as long as there is a breath of life to fight for." That was the beginning of a long, drawn-out battle with many ups and downs. The doctors all agreeing that there was no chance for a cure, though they encouraged and cheered us the best they could. But at last the victory came, and I have grown from a little, crooked, twisted cripple going about on my hands and knees to a strong, straight, well-formed man. Now, I know you want the formula, and I will give it to you as briefly and quickly as I can. I built up an affirmation for myself, taking the qualities I most needed and affirming for myself over and over again, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. I kept up this affirmation, always the same, never varying, till I could wake up in the night and find myself repeating, I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. It was the last thing on my lips at night and the first thing in the morning. Not only did I affirm it for myself, but for others that I knew needed it. I want to emphasize this point. Whatever you desire for yourself, affirm it for others, and it will help you both. We reap what we sow. If we send out thoughts of love and health, they return to us like bread cast upon the waters. But if we send out thoughts of fear, worry, jealousy, anger, hate, etc., we will reap the results in our own lives. It used to be said that man is built completely anew every 7 years, but some scientists now declare that we build ourselves entirely over again every 11 months, so we are really only 11 months old. If we build the defects back into our bodies year after year, we have no one to blame but ourselves. Man is the sum total of his own thoughts. So the question is, how are we going to entertain only the good thoughts and reject the evil ones? At first, we can't keep the evil thoughts from coming, but we can keep from entertaining them. The only way to do this is to forget them, which means get something for them. This is where the ready-made affirmation comes in. When a thought of anger, jealousy, fear, or worry creeps in, just start your affirmation going. The way to fight darkness is with light. The only way to fight cold is with heat. The way to overcome evil is with good. For myself, I never could find any help in denials. Affirm the good, and the bad will vanish. Frederick Andrews. Part 10. Abundance is a universal law demonstrated by nature's lavishness, which provides sufficient resources for everyone. Recognizing this abundance allows us to tap into the limitless substance and create our desires. Knowledge of natural laws, such as cause and effect, enables us to harness physical, mental, and spiritual powers, leading to achievements in various fields. Instructive and harmonious thoughts align us with the creative principle of nature, attracting favorable conditions and opportunities. Developing this power through conscious realization and application brings desired manifestations into reality. In the vast and bountiful universe, abundance is a natural law evident in every aspect of creation. Nature's extravagance showcases that there is ample provision for every individual, yet many fail to partake in this abundance due to a lack of realization of the universality of substance and the mind's role in connecting us to our desires. Wealth, power, and possessions hold value as they confer varying degrees of influence in the world. The knowledge of cause and effect, as demonstrated by the laws of electricity, chemical affinity, and gravitation, emboldens humans to devise and execute ambitious plans. Yet power is not solely physical. It also encompasses mental, moral, and spiritual dimensions. Spiritual power is superior, as it operates on a higher plane and has led to remarkable discoveries, enabling humans to harness the forces of nature and overcome seemingly unsurmountable barriers. This power is contingent upon spiritual contact, and although science can explain the physical and biological aspects of the world, it remains silent on the point of contact between the natural and spiritual realms. As plants draw from the mineral world to develop and grow, so too does the universal mind infuse the human mind with extraordinary qualities. This interaction has allowed individuals in various fields to achieve greatness. Thought serves as the connector between the infinite and the finite, the universal and the individual. Just as life is the only force that can imbue the inorganic with vitality, so too does thought bring forth creation from the invisible substance of the universal mind. The law by which all things manifest is the understanding that thought is an active, dynamic energy capable of correlating with this object and materializing it from the invisible substance into the visible world. Recognizing this law and the potential power of the spirit allows for the creation and growth of conditions necessary for individual development. However, it is essential to remember that humans contribute nothing to this process, as the universal mind is responsible for the manifestation. We need only to create the ideal, which should be perfect, and rely on the universal mind to find the means to bring it into fruition. A lack of understanding or harmony with the law can lead to suffering and adversity. Constructive thought must be creative and harmonious, eliminating all destructive or competitive notions. Developing power through the exercise of knowledge application brings about wisdom, strength, courage, and harmony. A conscious realization of the law of attraction combined with intention and will can materialize desires through natural channels of distribution. To harness this power, practice concentrating on mental images such as shapes and colors to enhance focus and intention. By honing these skills, You can create a better connection with the universal mind and unlock the potential to manifest your desires in accordance with the natural law of abundance. Part 11. Inductive reasoning, a method of objective thinking, revolutionizes understanding by discerning the common factors among instances, enabling progress and eliminating uncertainty and superstition from human lives. The creative power of thought stems from its ability to generate ideas that can manipulate, govern, and apply matter and force, thus possessing mastery over the elements, forces, and laws of nature. Embracing the understanding that thought can create reality and manifest desires, one must first believe in the fulfillment of these desires, as this faith in the power of thought transcends limitations and paves the way for a new era of human potential. Inductive reasoning, a powerful mental process, enables us to draw conclusions from various instances by identifying the common factor that unites them all. This method has revolutionized our understanding of the world, moving us beyond superstition and into an era of law, reason, and certainty. Our progress in understanding the natural world has driven us to question how delicate forms of organization can be maintained amidst such dynamic, complex environments. The intricate balance in the universe can be attributed to the interactions between opposite forces and the inherent tendency of elements to attract or repel each other. These interactions, driven by need, want, and desire, govern the dynamics of the universe, from the motions of celestial bodies to the subtleties of human relationships. By becoming conscious of these principles, we gain the ability to use them to our advantage, enabling us to harness the power of nature and create a harmonious existence. One remarkable aspect of inductive reasoning is its capacity to solve both universal and individual problems through the pure operation of the mind. By embracing the belief that our desires are already accomplished, we can tap into the creative power of thought and manifest our intentions into reality. This concept, echoed in the teachings of various spiritual leaders and scientific theories, highlights the transformative potential of the mind when properly understood and utilized. We are entering a new era where the importance of thought and its creative power is being recognized and embraced, giving rise to a new social order marked by progress and innovation. As we continue to explore the depths of our own consciousness, we awaken the universal mind within us and realize our innate dominion over the forces of nature. The greatest discovery of all time is the power of thought, as it has the ability to create ideas that can shape matter, force, and the world around us. When we immerse ourselves in self-contemplation, we gain access to inspiration and creative intelligence that allows us to govern and utilize the natural world for our own purposes. Wisdom, illuminated reason, leads to humility and the ability to appreciate the true meaning of things. Through understanding and applying the principles of inductive reasoning, we can manifest our desires, achieve seemingly impossible goals, and change the world around us. The only limitation placed upon us is our ability to think and have faith in the substance of our hopes and dreams. By embracing the power of thought and believing in the fulfillment of our desires, we unlock a world of boundless potential and universal harmony. Part 12. The creative power of thought can be harnessed to achieve any purpose in life through a scientific understanding of thought, emphasizing that the ability to think is limitless. To prevent wasted resources and loss of wealth, it is important to stress the need for clear, definite ideals and avoid constantly changing or negative thoughts, emphasizing the importance of clarity and consistency. Combining thought and love to create an irresistible force, Harnessing the law of attraction emphasizes that success and manifestation of desires can be achieved through a proper understanding and application of this natural law. In life, the ultimate key to success and fulfillment lies in harnessing the incredible power of thought. This power is universal and infinite, granting us the ability to create limitless possibilities. However, the challenge lies in overcoming negative thoughts like fear, anxiety, and discouragement that push our desires further away. To succeed, we must vigilantly cultivate knowledge of our power, the courage to dare, and the faith to act. When we understand our innate power, we can create ideal lives, environments, and relationships drawing upon infinite resources. However, we must maintain a clear and consistent vision to prevent scattering our energies and wasting potential. By focusing on a singular ideal, we can mold the most plastic and powerful substance in existence: thought. True independence is not found in material wealth, but in a practical understanding of the creative power of thought. Aligning ourselves with divine and unchangeable principles, we can cooperate with the omnipotent universal mind to achieve success. While there are many counterfeit sources of power, such as hypnotism, telepathy, or materializing seances, these practices are harmful and only provide temporary satisfaction. Instead, true power and fascination lie in understanding the world of power within, a force that grows stronger with use, protects us from danger, and enables us to create new conditions and environments. The law of attraction, which is love, acts as the dynamic force that enables thought to correlate with its object and master every adverse human experience. Love is an eternal and fundamental principle found in every aspect of existence. By combining thought and love, we can wield the irresistible force of the law of attraction, which operates with unwavering precision. Thoughts create the foundation for events and actions in our lives. By controlling our thoughts today, we help create the events we will experience in the future. This process requires the development of new brain cells to receive, comprehend, and apply the law of attraction in our lives. Concentration, attention, and repose are essential to achieve this goal. In the silence, we can connect with the omnipotent power of the subconscious mind and tap into the source of all power. Through persistent practice and concentration, we can reach perfection and unlock the unlimited potential within ourselves. By realizing our unity with omnipotence and our ability to act upon the universal mind, we can manifest our dreams and aspirations, knowing that this power will meet any and every requirement. Part 13. Inductive science, guided by generalizations of rare and exceptional facts, has led to significant advances in various fields, transforming human life and understanding of the world. The creative power of thought is responsible for shaping our experiences and conditions, and when consciously directed, can result in unlimited achievement and personal fulfillment. Recognizing the interconnectedness with the infinite mind and embracing the principle that we are a part of the whole can lead to the realization of our desires and enhance our understanding of life's opportunities. In the pursuit of understanding our world, science has continuously sought to explain everyday occurrences through the examination of rare or exceptional phenomena. This inductive approach has led to incredible advancements, transforming our understanding of the universe and unveiling previously unknown elements. Guided by the principles set forth by Bacon 4 centuries ago, the method of induction has propelled humanity towards prosperity and knowledge by challenging preconceived notions and superstitions. The power of induction has revolutionized various fields, from astronomy to embryology and geology. It has enhanced human life, mitigated pain, eradicated diseases, and allowed us to explore previously unreachable realms. As our scientific achievements grow, so does our appreciation for the importance of meticulous observation and accurate understanding of individual facts before generalizing them into laws. When confronted with seemingly inexplicable phenomena, we must resist the urge to dismiss them as supernatural or declare them off limits. Every phenomenon has an underlying cause, governed by an immutable law or principle that operates with unerring precision. By carefully examining these phenomena, we can better understand the natural laws that govern them. Central to our understanding of these laws is the concept of the creative power of thought. Our thoughts hold immense potential to shape our reality, with our mental attitude dictating the conditions we attract. However, harnessing this power requires a conscious, systematic, and constructive approach to thinking. The key to unlocking the true potential of our thoughts lies in recognizing our interconnectedness with the universal mind. We are an integral part of the whole, and as such, we possess the same substance, quality, and kind as the whole. By acknowledging this connection, we can channel the infinite's power and wisdom, allowing the realization of our desires. To fully embrace and utilize this connection, we must put our knowledge into practice, adopting a proactive and constructive approach to thinking. As we shift our consciousness and mental images to align with happiness and harmony, we create a new reality in which we can thrive, surrounded by health, strength, congenial friends, and a pleasant environment. Part 14. The universal substance, the source of all power, wisdom, and intelligence, can be accessed through recognizing the knowing quality of mind and forming harmonious relations with it in daily affairs. Mind is the creative force that directs electrons to form atoms, molecules, and ultimately the universe. The individual serves as a channel for the universal energy, connecting the conscious and subconscious minds. To manifest harmonious conditions and improve one's life, a disciplined, consistent, and focused mental attitude must be cultivated, as external conditions reflect one's internal thoughts and mental state. In the realm of the universal energy, all motion, light, heat, and color originate, transcending the limitations of individual manifestations. This omnipresent force is the source of all power, wisdom, and intelligence, and to recognize it is to tap into the knowing quality of the mind, allowing harmonious interactions with our affairs. While this wisdom is present everywhere, not all have grasped its significance. Proper results come from understanding the law governing this energy and applying it effectively, just as we have harnessed electricity. This newfound knowledge opens up boundless possibilities through the orderly sequence of natural law, which emerges from our changed mental attitude. The universal substance, omnipresent in all things, is composed of electrons, the building blocks of all matter. These electrons are directed by the mind to form atoms, molecules, and compounds that ultimately construct the universe. Light, electricity, and thought travel at the same velocity, and within every atom and cell of our bodies, a negative mind exists. By thinking positively, we gain control over this negative mind, enabling us to harness the power of mental healing. The subconscious mind, embedded in every cell, responds to the will of the conscious mind, and as all things have their origin in thought, they can be transformed or erased by thought. Every individual is a reflection of the thoughts entertained throughout their lifetime, creating the reality that surrounds them. The universal mind, infinite and omnipotent, encompasses unlimited resources and is the essence from which all things manifest. Recognizing the connection between the subconscious and the universal mind places us in touch with omnipotence, allowing for the manifestation of powerful results, even through prayer. These outcomes are not miracles, but the natural consequences of a deep understanding of the principles at work. To bring about radical change in one's life, deliberate discipline and dedication to clear, steady, and unchangeable thought is necessary. This mental attitude will manifest not only material wealth, but also health and harmonious conditions. To achieve harmony in life, one must cultivate a harmonious mental attitude, as the external world mirrors our internal world. Part 15. Immutable laws govern our lives, and harmony with these laws leads to peace and happiness. Obstacles arise from resistance to giving or receiving what is necessary for our growth. Growth is a reciprocal process, relying on the exchange of the old for the new. Our ability to discern what we need and attract it determines the harmony and happiness we attain. Vital thoughts, rooted in principles like truth, health, and abundance, are powerful forces that can displace negative thoughts, enabling us to master our destiny through the creative power of thinking. Within the universe, unchanging laws govern our lives for our benefit, and it is by harmonizing with these silent, eternal forces that we can achieve peace and happiness. We encounter difficulties and obstacles when we resist letting go of what we no longer need or refuse to accept what is necessary for our growth. True growth arises from exchanging the old for the new and the good for the better, a reciprocal process that is rooted in our nature as complete thought entities. Our capacity to control our circumstances depends on our ability to recognize the purpose of what we attract and to extract from each experiences what is essential for our further growth. Our power to attract what we need increases as we reach higher planes of thought and broader visions. The more we understand what we need, the more likely we are to recognize its presence and draw it to ourselves. We are only able to receive what is necessary for our growth, and all experiences that come to us serve to benefit us in some way. We will continue to face difficulties and obstacles until we learn from them and gather the wisdom essential for our advancement. The principle of reaping what we sow is exact, and the effort we invest in overcoming challenges directly corresponds to the strength we gain. Our highest happiness can be achieved through understanding and consciously cooperating with natural laws. To imbue our thoughts with vitality, they must be infused with love, a product of the emotions. As such, it is crucial that our emotions be guided by intellect and reason. Love is what enables thought to germinate and manifest in the form of language or words, the vessels that carry and communicate our thoughts to others. Actions that arise from thought are simply attempts to express thought visibly. Consequently, if we desire favorable conditions in our lives, we must entertain only desirable thoughts and use constructive, harmonious language. The words we use to express our thoughts hold immense power, as they shape the invisible and invincible force that will eventually manifest in our lives. Words can create mental palaces that endure or flimsy shanties that crumble with the slightest breeze. They contain the history of our past and the hope for our future, serving as living messengers from which all human and superhuman activity is born. To create beautiful and powerful thoughts, we must select our words carefully and ensure they are grounded in principle. Principles exist in various realms, such as mathematics, health, truth, light, and abundance, but not in their opposites. Recognizing the vitality of thoughts containing principle enables us to overcome discord, lack, and limitation. By understanding the creative power of thought, we can master our destinies and shape our lives accordingly. It is essential to exercise insight and carefully consider the thoughts we entertain, ensuring they contain no elements that we do not want manifested in our lives. Insight is developed through silent concentration and contemplation, and it allows us to prepare for and overcome obstacles, plan effectively, and direct our thoughts towards valuable pursuits. As we strive to apply our knowledge of the creative power of thought, we must remember that knowledge does not apply itself. Our actions are governed by custom, precedent, and habit. It takes a determined, conscious effort to utilize our knowledge, for unused knowledge fades from the mind. Thus, it is essential to focus on formulating a concrete plan to apply this principle to our individual challenges and circumstances, enabling us to harness the power of thought to create the lives we desire. Part 16. Having a clear purpose and using wealth as a resource to reach it. Success comes not from viewing accumulating wealth as an ultimate goal in itself, but rather as a means to achieving higher ideals. Embracing the spiritual power and utilizing the process of idealization, visualization, and materialization enables individuals to create and achieve success by transcending circumstances and shaping their own destiny, encompassing the body, mind, and soul. Realizing our spiritual nature and unity with the universal mind enables us to manifest our desires and enjoy life without limitation, with true harmony and happiness as states of consciousness rooted in the correct mental attitude, rather than being dependent on material possessions. Labor gives birth to wealth, with capital serving as a tool rather than a ruler, and as a means to achieve an end rather than the end itself. Wealth, commonly defined as a collection of valuable items that possess exchange value, derives its true worth from this very exchange value, which allows us to acquire things of real importance to fulfill our ideals. It is crucial to recognize that wealth should never be sought as a final goal, but rather as a resource for realizing a higher purpose. Success depends on the formulation of an ideal worth striving for, and it is only when we have a clear, fixed purpose that we can pave the way for achieving it. Many who have amassed great fortunes have relied on their spiritual understanding and power to do so. The ability to create is rooted in spiritual power, which involves 3 steps: idealization, visualization, and materialization. Successful individuals harness these spiritual powers to transform their visions into reality. Thought forms the foundation of action, and the quality of our thoughts shapes our life experiences. By controlling our thoughts, we gain control over our circumstances, conditions, environment, and destiny. This process involves cultivating mental images that are clear, bold, and imbued with vitality. Thoughts filled with vigor, strength, courage, and determination yield positive outcomes, whereas destructive thoughts invite discord and suffering. We can shape our thoughts independent of external influences and create our own destiny. By consistently holding an ideal in our minds and giving it form, we can attract the circumstances and resources necessary for its realization. This principle applies not only to material possessions, but also to harmony and happiness, which are states of consciousness that arise from the realization of our spiritual nature and unity with the universal mind. Part 17. The highest principle, thought, controls all aspects of life, making mental forces superior to physical power and unlocking knowledge through concentrated effort, emphasizing the mind as the governing force. True concentration requires losing oneself in thought, allowing subconscious desires to drive the mind's latent faculties and solve complex problems. While striving for practical application, highlighting the importance of concentration and subconscious desire. While focused ideas appear in concrete ways, allowing people to access the ultimate source of power, embracing intuition found in silence and solitude helps solve challenges beyond thinking, highlighting the value of developing intuition and controlling thought. Human life is a place where our minds hold dominion over all things, governing every principle beneath them. The superior power of thought surpasses physical might, endowing those who understand its essence and transcendence with the ability to harness extraordinary strength. Our understanding of the universe is often confined by the limitations of our five senses, whereas true comprehension emerges from spiritual insight. By refining our mind's vibrations through continuous concentration, we can gain access to this spiritual realm. Mastery of concentration requires an even and unbroken flow of thought, which can only be achieved through patience, persistence, and a well-regulated system. It is through long continued investigation that great discoveries are made, and the ultimate knowledge, that of the mind, is only unveiled through concentrated effort. To achieve true concentration, we must become so engrossed in our thoughts that we lose ourselves, leading to intuitive perception and immediate insight. This form of concentration allows us to unearth the secrets of the universe and transform our minds into magnets, attracting knowledge and making it our own. Subconscious desire is a key component of this process, as it awakens the latent faculties of our minds and enables us to solve even the most complex problems. Through concentration, we can control our physical, mental, and psychical beings, allowing us to harness the power of our subconscious mind. Spiritual truth guides us as we grow beyond our limited attainments, enabling us to transform our thoughts into character and consciousness. Our focus must not simply be on the acquisition of things, but rather on becoming and attaining, recognizing that one cannot exist without the other. Unwavering self-confidence is essential to reach our goals, and any perceived weaknesses must be overcome through repetition and effort. With concentration and desire, any secret can be extracted from nature, leading to great thoughts and profound emotions that elevate our minds to a higher plane. A moment of intense longing and earnest concentration can propel us further than years of slow, forced effort, breaking free from the shackles of self-doubt and weakness. Through persistence and continuous mental effort, we can cultivate the spirit of initiative and originality. In the silence, intuition flourishes, often revealing truths that lie beyond the reach of reason. By embracing and cultivating our intuition, we can solve problems and gain insights that would otherwise remain hidden. Solitude is the birthplace of great ideas, and it is crucial to carve out moments of quiet reflection in our daily lives. Recognizing the omnipotence of our subconscious mind, we must align our desires with the natural laws of the universe to attain success. Our ability to overcome obstacles and achieve victory depends on maintaining a resolute mental attitude. By focusing on our goals, we can manifest our desires into tangible form and attain true power, leaving behind the fleeting symbols of wealth, fame, and position. Turning our thoughts inward, we can access the heart of things, their very essence, and gain the ability to understand and command them. Embracing this truth, we can concentrate on cultivating the virtues we desire, transforming them from ideals into existing realities. By focusing on courage, abundance, and health, we can eliminate fear, lack, and disease, creating a world in which the power of thought reigns supreme. Part 18. The world is undergoing a monumental shift in thinking as science unveils vast discoveries, revealing infinite resources and possibilities, leading to a new consciousness and realization within the self. Universal mind, the all-pervading spirit, is the source of all energy and substance, and recognizing this connection allows individuals to control and harness natural laws, resulting in the formation of phenomena and a greater power to influence their environment. The power of thought as creative energy attracts like vibrations, and through cultivating attention and interest, individuals can develop their ability to communicate with the universal mind, ultimately manifesting abundance and success in their lives. A silent revolution sweeps through humanity, heralding an unprecedented change comparable only to the downfall of paganism. This transformation affects individuals from all walks of life and is driven by remarkable scientific discoveries that reveal limitless resources, possibilities, and forces previously unimaginable. Consequently, skepticism has emerged among scientists who now question established theories and reconsider previously dismissed ones. As we witness the birth of a new civilization, customs, creeds, and precedents make way for vision, faith, and service. Humanity is breaking free from the shackles of tradition and materialism, and a newfound understanding of truth emerges before an astounded multitude. We stand on the brink of a new consciousness, a new power, and a new realization within ourselves. Physical science has deconstructed matter into energy, which may ultimately be an expression of mind or will. This omnipotent intelligence permeates both matter and spirit, sustaining and energizing the entire universe. The intelligence manifested by individual lives varies, with greater intelligence enabling individuals to better control their actions and adapt to their environment. The crux of human advancement lies in recognizing an inherent order within the universal mind, which grants us power as we first obey its principles. Our increasing ability to harness natural laws has led to extraordinary feats such as annihilating time and space, soaring in the air, and making iron float. As we recognize ourselves as individualizations of the universal intelligence, we gain control over lesser forms of intelligence that remain unaware of their interconnectedness with the universe. Thought is creative, but this power does not originate within the individual. Rather, it stems from the universal source of all energy and substance. The individual merely serves as a channel for distributing this energy. Our ability to communicate with the universal mind depends on our understanding, which must extend beyond mere belief and be rooted in tested, demonstrable facts. The universal mind materializes in the objective world through the principle of attraction, where atoms bond with one another in infinite degrees of intensity. This principle governs the creation and combination of all things, driving the very purpose of existence. Growth and development require the acquisition of essentials and are contingent upon reciprocal action. On the mental plane, like attracts like, with mental vibrations harmonizing to varying degrees. Consequently, thoughts of abundance attract abundance, revealing that true wealth lies within the individual's inherent ability to produce. The power of thought is the driving force behind the law of attraction, which ultimately manifests in abundance. The universal mind, in its static state, is transformed into dynamic form by our thoughts. Consciousness of power is vital for its use, and attention serves as the foundation for exercising this power. Genius is often marked by the ability to pay attention, which can be cultivated through practice. Attention and interest feed each other, fostering the development of the power of attention. By focusing on one's ability to create and seeking insight and perception, we can find a logical basis for our faith in the sustaining energies of both the physical and spiritual realms. Part 19. Truth-seeking has evolved into a logical and methodical process where every experience contributes to shaping the final decision and understanding of the ultimate cause. Mind is the single principle at work in the physical, mental, moral, and spiritual realms, with matter being a temporary form it takes. The ability to think allows individuals to act upon the universal mind and create dynamic mind in motion. Thought, the dynamic form of mind, has led to the development of mental powerhouses that cultivate and shape the raw material of mind. This superior power has enabled humanity to control natural forces, achieve astonishing advancements, and continuously create anew. The pursuit of truth has evolved from a disorganized quest into a methodical and logical process, ensuring that all forms of experience contribute to shaping our understanding. As we seek truth, we search for the ultimate cause behind our experiences, aspiring to uncover a cause that we can consciously manipulate. In doing so, we gain control over the resulting experiences, liberating ourselves from being mere pawns of fate and becoming masters of our own destiny. Everything in the world can ultimately be reduced to a single element, indicating that all things are interconnected and cannot oppose each other. Distinctions in the physical, mental, moral, and spiritual realms are only relative and serve to demonstrate contrasting aspects of a single, unified whole. Ignorance, for instance, is merely an absence of knowledge, devoid of any inherent principle. Similarly, evil is merely the absence of good, devoid of its own essence. Good, truth, and light are all capable of vanquishing their respective opposites, revealing that a singular principle governs the moral world. Mind, the real and eternal force, stands as the sole operative principle in all realms. The ability to think empowers us to act upon the universal mind, converting static mind into dynamic mind or mind in motion. Yet, to accomplish this, we require energy in the form of food, highlighting the interconnectedness of the spiritual and material realms. Our thoughts, whether powerful and constructive or weak and destructive, manifest in our health, finances, and environment. Power in all its forms is central to our existence, and an understanding of natural laws enables us to harness and utilize these powers. Knowledge and thought represent a higher plane of power, transcending the physical realm and allowing humans to control and manipulate other forces of nature. In this way, mental powerhouses around the world gather and refine the raw material of thought, wielding an ever-increasing influence over all other powers. The substance from which everything is created is infinite and universally present. Changing the polarity of this substance allows us to alter its manifestation, revealing the principle of causation. To grasp this concept, we must practice deep concentration, absorbing ourselves completely in our thoughts and recognizing that appearances can be deceptive. As our knowledge of eternal principles continues to expand, we must adapt our thoughts and actions accordingly, embracing the limitless potential that lies within our own minds. Part 20. The spirit is an eternal, unchangeable force that becomes active through recognition and use. Our consciousness and thoughts are the channels through which this power manifests in our lives. Power and inspiration arise from realizing our oneness with the universal mind, tapping into its infinite potential by quieting the senses, cultivating emotional engagement, and harnessing the creative energy of our thoughts. Understanding the law of causation allows us to create harmonious or discordant conditions based on the quality of our thoughts, Attempting to coerce outcomes through willpower contradicts the principle of conscious cooperation with the universal mind, leading to eventual failure. In the domain of being, the spirit of a thing is what defines its essence, remaining eternal and unchanging. Our own spirit embodies who we are, and recognizing its potential activates its power. The key to spiritual power lies in our acknowledgement and utilization of it, much like the need to recognize and utilize material wealth. All great accomplishments stem from recognizing the possibilities within us. The scepter of power lies in our consciousness, and our thoughts act as messengers, shaping the invisible world into the conditions of our objective reality. The power of thought and consciousness demands our attention, for without awareness, we are left to the mercy of superficial conditions and limitations. Achieving true power requires an understanding of the principles, forces, methods, and the relationship between our individual minds and the universal mind. Recognizing the universal essence within ourselves ignites our power, fueling imagination and sparking inspiration. This connection to the invisible forces of the universe empowers us to fearlessly plan and masterfully execute. Silence is essential for gaining perception and inspiration. Our imagination serves as a workshop where our ideals are visualized. By understanding the nature and operation of thought, we can harness its labor-saving potential and become inspired, tapping into the unity and source of all power. Inspiration involves absorbing the essence of the universal mind and adjusting our individual minds accordingly. Through inspiration, we become channels for infinite wisdom, visualizing perfection and realizing omnipotence. Understanding the omnipresence of the infinite power in both small and large aspects of life allows us to absorb its essence and utilize it through the harmony of thought and feeling. The silence is necessary to cultivate repose and receive wisdom for our purposes. As we consciously breathe, we can live more abundantly by increasing our demand for life, energy, and vitality. Recognizing our oneness with the life-giving, intelligent, and substantial spirit of the universe grants us the ability to free ourselves from any limitations. Thought is a creative vibration, and the conditions we create are determined by the quality of our thoughts. Constructive thoughts lead to harmony, while destructive thoughts result in discord. The immutable law of causation ensures that we reap the fruits of our thoughts, whether constructive or destructive. Coercing the universal by force of individual will is a futile endeavor, as it contradicts the fundamental principle of creative power. True well-being is attained through conscious cooperation with the continuous forward movement of the great whole. In the silence, contemplate the truth that we exist within the omnipresent universal spirit. Our spirits share the same nature as the whole, and understanding this connection reveals the creative power of thought and the origin of both good and evil. By grasping this truth, we can unlock the potential for concentration and problem solving in all aspects of life. Part 21. Realizing our unity with the universal mind frees us from conditions and limitations, empowering us to manifest our desires in the objective world. Our mental attitude, which is the sum of our thoughts, attracts corresponding experiences in life. To change conditions, we must change our thoughts, which in turn will alter our personality and attract new experiences. By creating and holding a perfect mental picture of our desires, we can attract corresponding conditions and opportunities. Aspiring to the highest possible attainments will activate the mind forces to manifest our aspirations into acts, accomplishments, and events. The power of consciousness lies in the realization that our individual minds are interconnected with the universal mind, an inexhaustible source of energy. As we become aware of our unity with this divine force, we transcend limitations and access the power to shape our lives and control our circumstances. Drawing from the world within, we manifest our thoughts into tangible expressions in the world outside. By tapping into the universal mind, we receive the power to overcome any situation we may encounter. Recognizing our unity with this source enables us to control and master our conditions. Embracing large ideas in a broader world of thought allows us to develop mental capacities and achieve valuable accomplishments. The creative energies of the mind can handle any situation, regardless of its size. By cultivating corresponding conditions in our consciousness, we can manifest the desired outcomes in our lives. Our experiences are a reflection of our predominant thoughts and mental attitudes. Every thought creates an impression in the brain, shaping our character, ability, and purpose. These, in turn, determine the experiences we encounter in life. The law of attraction ensures that our outer world corresponds to our inner world, with our mental attitudes acting as a magnet that attracts matching conditions. To change our conditions, we must change our thoughts, mental attitudes, and personalities. Visualization is the key to creating new mental images that will transform our lives. By holding a perfect picture of our desires in mind, we can manifest the desired outcomes. Aspiring to high achievements is crucial, as the mind forces are always ready to support a purposeful will. Developing habits, both good and bad, involves repetition and persistence. Believing in our ideals and recognizing the adaptability of nature allows us to achieve our aspirations. The ongoing battle of life is a contest between constructive, creative thought and destructive, negative thought. This period of transition sees an increasing awareness of the need for change. Humanity's realization that the transcendent force of the spirit or mind is within each individual will ultimately lead to a more equitable society that values the liberties and rights of all, rather than the privileges of the few. Acknowledging the divine mind as the universal mind and understanding our unity with it dispels the notion of divine favoritism or privilege. Embracing the truth of our inherent power and unity with the universal principle allows us to access the source of all health, wealth, and power. Finally, concentrate on the truth and the realization that the silence offers unlimited opportunities for awakening the highest conception of truth. Through silent thought concentration, we can reach, awaken, and express the incredible potential power of the world within. Part 22. The value of knowledge lies in its ability to shape our future, as our present circumstances result from our past ways of thinking. By understanding this, we can make conscious choices to create our desired reality. Our thoughts produce impressions that form tendencies and attract similar thoughts, ultimately influencing our physical and mental well-being. By being aware of our thoughts and their impact, we can cultivate positive thinking to improve our health and life. Harnessing the power of the mind and the law of vibration, we can influence our physical body and create desired changes. By focusing on positive mental images and attitudes, we can foster health, strength, and vitality in ourselves. The mind holds the key to transforming our lives by unlocking the power of thought and its impact on our physical reality. Our current circumstances are but a reflection of past thought patterns, emphasizing the importance of understanding and applying knowledge to shape the life we desire. The thoughts we entertain can generate harmony or discord, health or sickness. Every thought is a seed, sinking into the subconscious to create tendencies that attract similar thoughts. Our mental harvest, then, is determined by the nature of these thoughts. To improve our health or change any physical condition, we must first examine our thinking and employ the law of visualization. By holding a mental image of physical perfection, we can manifest desired changes in our bodies. Our minds, through the law of vibration, exercise control over our bodies. As thought itself is a vibration, it modifies every atom within us, affecting every life cell and producing chemical changes. By altering our thoughts, we can change the nature, quality, and form of our bodies. Unconscious use of this power often leads to undesirable outcomes. To harness it intelligently, we must recall our experiences and recognize which thoughts bring about pleasant or unpleasant vibrations. By focusing on uplifting, constructive, and courageous thoughts, we create mental, moral, and physical health. In contrast, envy, hatred, jealousy, and criticism lead to discord, inharmony, and disease. The objective mind's influence on the body is often temporary, while the subconscious mind's impact is more lasting. This deeper mind possesses the innate ability to heal wounds, mend broken bones, eliminate toxins, and fight infections. However, thoughts of fear, doubt, and anxiety can impede these processes, undermining our body's natural healing abilities. To cultivate health, we must embrace the law of vibration, understanding that our power lies within. By changing our thoughts, we change our realities. Every cell in our bodies is intelligent and responsive to our direction, capable of creating the patterns we envision. By presenting perfect images to the subconscious mind, we can construct a perfect body. Our physical forms result from specific rates of vibration, which in turn are governed by mental action. Higher rates of vibration can control, modify, or destroy lower rates, allowing us to manifest any desired condition in our bodies. Recognizing the connection between the mind and the body, we can harness this power to heal ourselves and achieve harmony with natural laws. As awareness of the mind's influence on the body grows, so too does the understanding that patients can do much for themselves. By fostering feelings of joy, hope, faith, and love, individuals can actively participate in their own healing processes. By focusing on the omnipresent power that permeates the universe, we can overcome sickness and suffering, embracing harmony and perfection instead. In realizing our divine potential, we come to appreciate the creative force that forms, sustains, and originates all there is, allowing us to fully embody the ideal person made in the image and likeness of the Creator. Part 23. A receptive attitude and desire attract wealth, while fear and poverty consciousness repel it. Engaging the best minds, money intertwines with our existence. Making money by making friends and helping others creates a cycle of success. Fair intentions and understanding the law of exchange are crucial in achieving true prosperity. Connecting with the infinite mind allows access to creative ideas that drive success in the material world. Recognizing oneself as a spirit with a body emphasizes the importance of harmonious conditions and service in achieving financial satisfaction. Having a receptive and open mindset, known as money consciousness, paves the way for the flow of wealth, while fear acts as a formidable barrier that breeds poverty. Money is an integral aspect of our lives, occupying the thoughts of brilliant minds. To amass wealth, we must build connections and friendships, providing value and assistance to others. Success, founded upon integrity and justice, cannot be achieved by cheating or harboring ill intentions. The law of compensation ensures that what we give, we shall receive in equal measure. Life's forces, composed of our thoughts and ideals, mold our reality. We must continually seek new opportunities, engage in the journey rather than fixate on the destination and find pleasure in the pursuit. Becoming a money magnet necessitates considering how to generate wealth for others. By recognizing and utilizing opportunities, we not only find success for ourselves, but also enable others to succeed. As this cycle of prosperity unfolds, it benefits all involved. Generosity breeds strength and vitality, while selfishness leads to decay. Great financiers, acting as channels for wealth distribution, understand the importance of giving as much as receiving. This giving, however, extends beyond money. It encompasses services, skills, and thoughts, which can all be exchanged for wealth. The most successful financiers have generated wealth for countless others, leading to their own prosperity. Unfortunately, many people fall short of deep, creative thinking, allowing others to dictate their thoughts and beliefs. Harnessing the power of concentration and directing it towards the things we desire can result in more success and happiness. By understanding that spirit is the essence of consciousness, individuals can utilize this knowledge in practical ways to achieve success. An example of this concept in action can be seen in the story of a man who was able to make a direct connection with infinite mind spirit. By tapping into this source, he managed to provide the big idea that transformed a company and made him incredibly wealthy within a short period. This connection to the infinite mind spirit allowed him to use creative thought to manifest his desires in the material world. Spirituality, in fact, is intensely practical, for it acknowledges that spirit is the true essence of existence, while matter is pliable and subject to the will of spirit. By concentrating on the fact that humans are spirits with bodies, we recognize that our desires can only find lasting satisfaction in spiritual pursuits. Money then becomes a means to achieve harmonious conditions that align with our spiritual nature. As we embrace the idea that the soul of money is service, we open channels of supply and realize the practicality of spiritual methods. Part 24. The human senses can be deceiving, as evidenced by the initial rejection of the heliocentric model and the true nature of sound and light. Understanding the limitations of our senses is crucial for grasping the truth. Thoughts are creative energy, and by thinking in harmony, health, and abundance, we can manifest these conditions in our lives. Mental techniques such as concentration, mental imagery, and auto-suggestion can help develop an understanding of the truth. The universal mind is omnipresent, and our ability to think allows us to control and utilize its creative power for our benefit. Embracing the truth leads to a deeper appreciation of the world and the realization of our full potential. In an age where the earth was believed to be the center of the universe, the realization that the sun was the center instead caused shock and disbelief. This shift in perspective illustrates that human senses are not always accurate in perceiving reality. We experience sound and light through vibrations, which are interpreted by our minds, but our understanding is still limited by the range of frequencies we can perceive. This realization challenges our understanding of reality and encourages us to seek truth beyond our immediate senses. To uncover the truth about ourselves and the world, we must focus on thinking harmoniously and positively. By realizing that disease, lack, and limitations are merely the consequences of negative thinking, we can overcome these obstacles through a better understanding of the truth. Mental methods of healing rely on this principle, tapping into the omnipresent life, health, and abundance that surrounds us. All conditions are created by thought. Any error in thinking can be corrected by acknowledging the truth. To do so, one can enter a state of silence and form mental images of desired outcomes, or engage in a process of convincing oneself of the truth. By recognizing the interconnectedness of all minds, We can help ourselves and others overcome limitations by removing erroneous beliefs and replacing them with truth. The key to manifesting truth lies in developing our consciousness and understanding that our actions and influence in the world depend on our ability to perceive truth. This truth is not discovered through logical reasoning or external observation, but through an introspective journey into the world within. Training our minds to see only the perfect and complete aspects of ourselves and our environment will lead to the manifestation of ideal conditions. The universal mind encompasses all the mental activity in existence, and it is omnipresent. This creative power of thought is the very essence of life itself. The ability to control and use this power for our own benefit and the benefit of others is the ultimate goal. Those who can comprehend this truth, weigh the evidence, and follow their own judgment will have access to the master key. In conclusion, the world we live in is a place of wonder and potential, with many awakening to the knowledge of the truth. As we continue to develop our understanding and embrace the possibilities that lie before us, we will discover that the most magnificent dreams and aspirations pale in comparison to the dazzling reality that awaits. This journey requires us to cross the river of judgment, discern between the true and false, and ultimately find ourselves in the promised land where our wildest dreams become our new reality.